Please stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Today is April 15th, 2021. This is the Environmental Conservation Board. We have an agenda that we're going to follow. So we'll call up the first person. Is Brian Jelenic, 5-9 Tamarack Road, install a floating dock. You can approach the podium. Please state your name and why you're here.
Sure. My name is Brian Jelenic, as you said, from 5-9 Tamarack Road. We're looking to put in an application and get approval to put in a floating dock off of the edge of our property. We've recently purchased this, let me just move this up a little bit.
Yeah.
We recently purchased the property in I guess it was August now, from Marty Greenberg. We already have a dock on the property, but it's inaccessible to a person in our family that needs a wheelchair.
Okay.
So it's a jet dock. We're not going to use it as a jet dock. So what we wanted to do was put a floating dock right off the front of the property, and I'll take you through the pictures of what that looks like in a moment, which is much more accessible for that person. I can just drive the boat up and pick her up.
Okay. Yeah, I had looked at these previously. This dock is, I just want to make sure we were 25 feet or less
25 feet.
face of the dock, off the face of the property.
That's correct.
We also needed to, are you going to take this in and out every season, or is it just going to stay in there?
Well, what I'll probably do is latch it to the side, perpendicular, parallel to the shore, which would be the equivalent of taking it out because the water level was so low this year that it would be on dry land.
Okay, and I brought you in here when I looked at this. So you're going to construct these materials outside the buffer area?
That's right.
And then horse them over to the lake and put
That's
them
right.
in? You're not going to use any power equipment?
No.
I mean, no,
I mean, cordless drill probably for,
well, I mean, I'm not talking, I'm talking like an excavator or a backhoe or
Heavy equipment.
heavy equipment.
Did the previous owner leave any floating dock there?
no.
His boat that was gone?
No, there was one there maybe 15 years ago. He left some old pictures, but there isn't one there now.
Okay.
So are you going to be removing,
No, if you look at the, you have a copy of this, right?
Yes.
If you look
So-
at his plan, what he wants to do is, at this particular area, where you have the yellow L.
That's right.
He's gonna basically extend it from there out 24 feet to make the L.
I see.
And he, because the inundations of the, I think that's the right word, of the property line, of the lake line goes right here. He's measuring 25 feet off of here. So had he gone, measured from the back there, it would be out here. But he's coming back out from the furthest point of the lake, the 25 feet.
Got it.
And this is on what, Ferry Island?
No, it's looking at Ferry Island,
Way back
Oh,
there.
yeah, I see.
The point.
next to Kobu Restaurant,
Excuse me?
next to the Kobu Restaurant.
Okay. Oh, I know that area. Yeah, I know where that is. Oh,
Marty's been here before.
I might have been there once or twice. The only thing I have a concern about over there is it's tight over there. And again, I'm not trying to,
Yep.
listen, I'm all for, I appreciate what you're doing, but it's just, it is very tight over there in, where the marina is, and you have Kobu, and then I know you come out. Is it gonna impede the waterway out there? Or-
No, because
Because I just don't wanna see,
I-
boats hitting this.
No, I understand totally. And we're not going to have a permanent boat there either, so it'll only protrude about 10 feet beyond what our, so if you were to
It'll
take
protrude 10 feet past this
past
bump.
where these bushes and the, and So that L shape in there is about 15 feet.
This is a private residence, right?
It is.
And it's, is this a single-family property?
It is complicated, as the bank has told me. There are residents in both the boathouse and the 3-bed, 3-bath. They've been grandfathered in, and we have COs for all of
There
them.
are two rental properties
I
on
see.
the site. I live on the point, and I know Martin.
Perfect.
Did Marty owe you money?
I owed Marty a lot of money,
I know where he lives in California now.
but he's actually been fantastic in helping us learn how to use the house.
Also, that area, as the former member of the Lake Mahopac Park District, we do a lot of survey in there annually. And the waterfront there is not great.
It is not.
So you need to extend out a little further to get into,
Deeper water.
I have never raked more seaweed in my life than
They
I
need
have
more-
in the last 6
more
months.
Fish. See, my only concern is the 25 feet off of that point, that I'm just looking at it through water safety and stuff. Instead of 25 feet, what I'm trying to do is try and narrow it down a little bit, but I mean, if you have to live with it this way,
The reason I wanted to go out 25 feet is that right up against that concrete bulkhead, it is actually fairly shallow, so if you get a month or two where there isn't that much rain,
you got no water.
you have no water. So what I want to be able to do is pull up the pontoon boat to pick up my mother-in-law, and I just need to ensure that it's deep enough for the boat to make it and not get
All right.
grounded.
yeah.
I mean, I don't have an issue with,
And
Any
it won't
questions?
block any traffic if you look at it.
yeah, no, I see.
Yeah.
I saw, there's going to be, what's going to be in the lake? It's piles? Is it, you just driving?
No, he's
piles
just
into the
gonna
lake?
put in 3-inch diameter, he's gonna put in conduits, metal galvanized pipes, you're gonna pound into the ground, just to hold it into
Yeah.
place.
Thank you.
They're gonna be floating on, they're gonna be a floating dock. We're not looking to give him a wetland permit, we're just looking for a letter of permission.
So,
And he has his deed here.
all right, so how's it constructed? It's a floating dock, and what's the platform going to be consistent of?
Let's see, the plans are here.
Old oil drums.
That's right.
No, that's the septic system from years ago.
So I don't know the specifics of what the gentleman constructing it
Here
is
it
going to
is.
have it floated, but it's going to be on floating.
Are you doing treks on the deck, or what?
We haven't decided if it's going to be Trex or wood yet. I don't know if it's worth the $2,000 to do the Trex or not.
He's gonna have,
They're going to use pressure treating.
Yeah, it'll either be pressure treated or Trex.
Do you have that written down on the plan here?
yeah, it's right here.
Pressure treated or check?
It doesn't matter what he wants, it's the same.
Sure, but it's gotta be one of those two, right?
Yeah, but there's no other, what other choice does he have? Wood or Trex?
Yeah.
Either or.
That's it, those are his two choices. It doesn't have to, I mean, he's showing a platform here, which is fine.
When are you planning on building this one?
Probably mid-May, by the time he's ready. They said it's about a 3-day construction, and it'll happen, and the construction will happen right in the Marty's parking lot up by the house. We're not here during the week generally, so they'll have free rent of the place and be able to do it up there.
Okay. Just tell them, stay out of the buffer when they're building it, and
Yep.
don't
Are you
ruin.
getting that parking lot?
Well, that's another discussion.
Okay.
We're happy to have it, but unfortunately Bart came down with COVID, so we're in a little bit of a,
Oh, I see. Okay.
as soon as he's better, we're going to try to do that as well.
Okay, so then do I have a motion to grant a letter of permission to Brian Jelinek for 5-9 Tamarack Road for the installation of a floating dock?
I'll make that motion. I'm still red?
Now you're green.
Oh, my God.
Now you're red.
I make that motion.
Now you're red.
Now I'm red.
Now
So
you're,
now I'm green. I make that motion.
do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So on Monday, go see Rose. You'll get a letter of permission.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your time.
Good luck.
There's no work on the concrete bulkhead, right?
They're just gonna fasten it with a couple screws.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck. Okay, next is House of Prayer and Worship, 361 Hill Street. Please tell me your name and who you represent. Joel?
Excuse me, my name is Joel Greenberg. I'm the architect for the House of Prayer, and with me is Pastor Egan and his wife. So, just,
We only got 4 sets of drawings. It's all right. I'll figure this out.
Before we go ahead, I'm going to recuse myself from this. We are distantly related, so
I'm
I don't want
sorry.
any conflict of interest.
No, I'm only kidding. Yeah, okay, no problem.
I'm happy. She's a wonderful relative.
Stack the deck.
That's right.
Not even here a week.
I know.
I'm teasing. Okay, Joel,
Okay,
what do you got?
Very good. So, a lot's happened since the last time we were here. What we've done is we've been in touch with New York City DEP, and what we decided to do is to make this project a little bit more economically feasible for the church. We've now taken everything out of the buffer area. So the 3 things that are going to be done, which is the drilling of the well, the installation of a handicap ramp, and the installation of a holding tank. As I can show you on the map, you'll see that all 3 of those items
Or out of the buffer.
all out of the buffer area. If you look here on the map, this arc here represents the 100-foot buffer from the wetland flaggings, and our well is over here, our handicap ramp is over here, and the holding tank is over here. So basically, everything is outside of the 100-foot buffer area, and we thought this was the best way to do it. And let's just go down the list. Also,
What was, update drawings show 1 bathroom.
right, what happened was, in discussion with the New York City DEP, they indicated once there was any construction on the site, that would trigger a SWIP, which obviously, on this piece of property, this being so small, it wasn't economically feasible to do that. So we eliminated that. Also, the handicap ramp, as I said, is located in the buffer area. We've eliminated all the pavement, and we've, as recommended by the DEP.
It said add pervious pavers, we said.
Yes, we changed from macadam to pervious pavers.
Planning board approval was still waiting on.
Right, yes. And we've selected Beal and Sons, who are going to.
The well driller's license.
Pardon?
We needed a copy of the well driller's license.
Okay, I know
But we
that.
can make that contingent for the
Yeah,
permit.
that's fine. Well, I think you all know Beal and Sons, they've been drilling wells for the last,
Who are you gonna use?
PF Beal and Sons of New
Yeah,
Hampshire.
yeah.
They're well-known well drillers, and it's a family operation. They've been, it's several
Yeah,
generations.
no, I'm just, like I said, I'm just,
No, we'll get it to you. I just want to let you know that we've hired somebody that's very responsible. We also are getting a bid for the installation of the holding tank, and,
all right, because we also wanted some information on the tank and the installer, so that'd be another
yes,
contingency item.
basically, if you look at the drawing, we contacted the local contractor, and we're going to get a 1,000-gallon precast concrete tank, which will be buried right outside of where the bathroom is. And that's
There was
also
also,
located on the map.
You're supposed to provide some info from the Board of Health.
Yes, well, here's the story. I spoke to Joe Parabati, you know, from the Board of Health.
You just speak into the mic?
Oh, I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I spoke to Joe Parabati, who's the chief engineer at the Putnam County Health Department, and he's ready to issue the permit for the well. He was just waiting for something from the DEP, which I'll give you for your file. We got something from the DEP indicating that, and they gave us all the specifications that we need for a holding tank. So I have that here, which I'll give you.
What's the capacity of the holding tank?
1,000.
1,000 gallons. There's also in this, there's two emails. One with regard to changing from macadam to pervious pavers, and the second sheet lists all the conditions for a holding tank.
What kind of pervious pavers?
We're contacting several companies because we also have to make sure that those pervious pavers are more or less permanent, because we've got one handicap spot that has to be taken care of.
All right, so this is from the DEP, just to enter into the record.
Yeah, you can keep that there.
Per our previous conversation, consider the drive access area to be paved within the wetland setback with review and approval of SWIP if you go this option,
Read the
option.
bottom paragraph, that
Right.
tells it all.
If I remember correctly, you were looking to avoid review of approval of SWIP. If this is what you are looking to do, you need to eliminate the impervious surfaces within the wetland setback. Let me know if you wish to discuss further. So, he wants to go, to avoid the SWIP.
Yep.
He wants to go with a pervious pavement. So here's where I'm having a little bit of a conundrum, if you will, is I can accept this, the only thing we could do for this is, just for the record, is accept the application, but there's still some missing pieces to the puzzle here, right? So there's the Board of Health,
No problem.
there's the DEP holding tank approval, right? I guess I'll read this. Regulations on holding tanks.
Have you thought about pervious asphalt, just for the,
You have correspondence,
If the DEP accepts that, we would be willing to do that.
you have correspondence from the DEP regarding holding tanks, which they're fine for, if you're using what you're using it for. So, I mean, I could take this as information for the file for that. Okay, so let's just say that's the DEP holding tank approval. I need the Board of Health.
Right.
I need the tank installer's name, the details of the tank and the installer, and a copy of the well driller's
License.
license and insurance.
Right,
And that's it.
okay.
But, so that, I mean, you guys agree? I mean, anything else?
Pervious pavers, well drive.
Oh, yeah, we also need the information on the pavers.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Pavers info. Well driller's license, holding tank plans, installer and license, 1,000 gallons, you have that in here, it's a 1,000 gallon
Yes.
tank, great. And then DEP and Board of Health, those are the ones that I had as well, but,
DEP we have,
And the planning board approval.
well, planning board.
So those are the four things. I mean, we can accept the application,
Okay.
but you just can't do it. So now we have to
We still have to
decide.
go through the planning board.
Right, you
Also, one of the other conditions, which I forgot to put in the letter, is we have all the variances were granted by the zoning board, because that was one of your conditions too.
Well, then I need, is that did I get a copy of that?
We're going his way behind, but I'll have her put a note in this file.
please, yeah. I still think this qualifies as a permit, though. There's still a lot of there's still gonna be a lot of project going on here. It's, with the pervious pavers, I mean,
Yeah, but with the pervious pavers, you're in the wetlands.
No,
impervious, I'm sorry, yeah. Impervious pavers, you're putting, wait,
No,
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 pervious,
pervious
pervious, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up here.
no.
You're,
This is the 100-foot buffer.
Right.
The wetland is way back over here, off our property. So what we did is we took all the construction here for the additional bathroom and
Yeah, yeah.
so we eliminated that. The originally handicap ramp was in the buffer.
Yeah, but you're in the 100, pervious paving parking lot.
Yeah, well, but if you look at what the DEP said, that they accepted that.
I understand that.
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is you're within the buffer.
Yes,
Yeah, so we might as well just give you a permit. We'll just leave it as a permit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd like to leave it as a permit.
Absolutely.
I'll leave it as a permit,
Yeah, okay, no problem.
and
Then
then,
there's no question about it.
and then there's no question about it, because you've gone to the most stringent, right?
Absolutely.
And we're still putting, was there silt fence, I think, that was on the back of the property or something like that?
Silt fence we placed along the entire back of the site,
Yeah,
it's 20
beautiful.
feet towards the road north side,
All right,
north side of site.
all right, and we're still doing you have in here, I'm pretty sure we checked last time, the wetlands inspector, checking the
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
okay.
it, yeah,
before and after, right?
yes.
Great. I have no problem with this, with those conditions that you said.
All right, so then, ready for this one, folks? Do I have a motion? Do you have any questions over there, Anthony?
You're still not cutting down any trees?
No, well, I got news for you, there are no trees to cut down.
Oh, okay.
Ed?
You know, from 1870, they don't last up to 2021.
Okay, so then do I have a motion to accept the application for the House of Prayer and Worship for 361 Hill Street to install a parking lot and drill a well and install a bathroom as shown on the drawings with the following conditions? One, that he provides us a copy of the zoning board approval. He provides us a copy of the planning board approval. He provides us a copy prior to the work, a copy of the well driller's license and insurance. He provides us details of the tank and the installer.
Right.
He provides us approval from the Board of Health.
Right.
He has a wetlands inspector inspect the silt fence prior to construction and post-construction to make sure that things were taken care of, and provide details on the pervious pavers.
So this is, that's obviously from,
Rich.
Frank.
Yes.
Right, so do I have a motion to accept the application with these conditions?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so you're on the
So
clock.
what was the last item that you had?
You have to figure that one out for yourself.
It was the pavers.
It was the pavers.
Oh, that's,
You have to give me the details on the pavers.
You have to watch the whole video.
You have to go back to the video, that's your homework.
no, I was just testing your memory, that's all.
That's all right, I'm teasing, Joel, I'm teasing you.
I know. Well, thank you very much.
No problem, good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, so you have at least 2 meetings. I don't know how you're coming along with the DEP and the planning board and everybody else.
Well,
But
planning board is probably about a month, so maybe they'll all coordinate, come around the same time.
Yeah, just let Rose know.
yeah, so we need pervious paver,
Tell you them all.
zoning board, planning board,
Board of Health.
Board of Health, wetland inspector, tank, and well driller.
You got it.
So those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items.
I got them all.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wetland inspector.
Yeah.
What?
I just hope I can read my writing after I leave.
That can't be any worse than mine. All right, that's it.
It's-
I need Ed's and Ed. Okay. So we don't have any other new business. And we have-
Good night.
Have a good
Nice
night.
seeing you.
Have a good night.
Have a nice night. Enjoy your weekend. Listen to me. The next time, she has to recuse herself, and if I'm short one, you go to the back of the line. Have a good one, Joel. Okay, we have no new business, so do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
How about, there are minutes too?
There are no minutes.
None.
We're caught up.
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Everybody have a good night, be safe, and have a nice weekend.